Hey everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's makeup look is this one right here. It is a holiday makeup, like nighttime skin. So I hope you guys really like it. So I put up on Instagram my holiday, like my perfect holiday skin that I always do when I go away, and so many people asked me to do a tutorial on it. And even last year when I went away I was supposed to do a tutorial. I'm the worst YouTuber ever. But yeah, I finally did it a year later and here it is. I hope that you really enjoy this video. I'm so sorry that I'm not in more appropriate summer clothes, but I am absolutely Baltic in my house. It is absolutely awful weather. It's so miserable outside and I can't pretend that it's summer. I can't pretend that I'm like all beachy and summery. So I wore lilac. That is the best I can do for you right now because it's absolutely horrible out and I don't feel summery at all. But yeah, now I kind of do, now that I've done this face. I'm going to the cinema now and I'm going to be like bronzy, like glowing to the cinema. And it's miserable out, so yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this look. If you'd like to see my top tips and what way I always do my makeup for holidays, then keep on watching and I will show you how. Okay, so the first thing I always start with, regardless of what kind of makeup I'm doing, is my brows. So I usually will always get my brows tinted before I go on holidays, just so it's less hassle when I'm over there, because I do have like a lot of sparse areas, which the tint really helps. So yeah, you don't have to fill your brows in as much, especially during the day. If you're at the pool, if you jump in the pool and you have your brow pencil in, this one does last me really well, but I don't think if I was swimming around it would. And just in case, I wouldn't want like my brows completely gone. So yeah, tinting your brows is amazing because it just makes your life so much easier and so much quicker when you're on holidays. I usually have them tinted, but I need to get them done. The tint fades off my brows so much because I'm always washing my face, I think. But yeah, just fill your brows in any which way you like. And I kind of go for like a softer, fluffier brow when I'm on holidays. I don't go for a harsh brow at all. I do love a fluffy brow anyways, but I do like it looking really natural because my face makeup does be quite natural. I find the harsher or like the more makeup you have on your face, the more like bolder your brows can be. But I always kind of keep them quite soft and fluffy. I just can't recommend getting your brows tinted enough. Another tip for holidays too is a lash lift, because I used to always get eyelash extensions or like mink lashes going away, so that I'd have like a full lash day to day, and it is fab. I do love it, but I do find like an eyelash perm or an eyelash like an LVL is brilliant because there's no maintenance on it. You can jump in the water without being like, oh my eyes, like oh my god, I do nearly feel like I'm blind when I have eyelash extensions and I jump into the water. I remember we went snorkeling one year when I was in Egypt and I jumped in, I think off the boat or off the pier or something, and I actually went straight into the water, like soaked my eyes, and I felt like I was going blind because it takes like a little while for you to like dry the lashes, so I actually thought I was going to drown, which wasn't fun. But since then I kind of just tend to get a lash lift, so it just perms your lashes. I do it in the salon, but there's so many salons around that do it. So yeah, I do recommend getting that as well, because you're just like with your brows tinted, your eyelashes lifted, you just feel amazing. So that is the brows done. I'm going to move on to concealer. Usually I use my P. Louise eyeshadow base for concealer, but for today I'm going to use my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Custard. Just because I just like having one concealer with me on holidays. I don't like bringing my P. Louise concealer for my eyeshadow and then my under eye concealer for underneath my eyes. I just find this is quicker. You just whack it on. You can even use this to like carve out your brows as well if you wanted to. But this look is just quick, easy, out the door. You're on holidays, you don't want to be sitting in doing your makeup, especially like this is my go-to like sun holiday makeup. So we don't get enough sun in Ireland. It's absolutely miserable out today, and when you do get away you just want to be out in the sun. You don't want to be like spending hours doing your makeup. So this is kind of different to the way I usually do my eyeshadow base. I'm just using a Madison, it's like a concealer buffer brush. There's no actual name or number on the brush, but I just buff that all over my lid just to colour correct my eyelids. It looks a little bit dark now, but I don't have my foundation on, and I like to match my chest, so my face is always a bit brighter, so going a little bit darker with my face then. And then I just buff that right up to the brow. So a step that I don't usually do often, but I'm going to do today, is the Laura Mercier translucent face powder? Translucent loose powder, and a big fluffy brush, and I'm just going to set my whole eyeshadow base. Usually when I do makeup looks on here, you'll see me like not setting my eyeshadow base and just leaving the base nice and sticky, but it's usually because I'm doing more glam or more kind of creative looks that really need that sticky base before like holiday makeup and really quick like just nice soft day makeup. I just like my eyeshadow base to be nice and set, and it just makes everything look softer. It does make it last longer. I find it in the heat as well, because powder is great to kind of absorb oil, and I do have quite oily eyelids. So I'm going to go into my JACYLN Hill palette. This is the only palette that I've been travelling with since I got it. I absolutely adore it. So I'm going to mix two shades. I just find no matter what, if you did want to go like extra glam one night, you have all of the shades necessary to do that. Or even if you just wanted to go with a different kind of shimmer, like some nights I'll just get like a cranberry and just dust it over my eye. But the makeup look that I'm showing you today is one that I use like nearly every day on holidays. So I'm going to grab a big huge fluffy brush, and this is a Nima Bell brush. And I'm just going to dip into two different eyeshadows. So I'm going to dip into this one here called Creamsicle, then going into the shade Pukey, and I'm going to mix the two of these together using that Nima brush. So when I say mix, I just mean like literally dab into both. And then I'm literally just going to dust that all over into the crease, and I'm not being too fussy with this. This brush is going to do all of the work for you, and I'm just dusting right up to the brow bone, taking little bits of product as I'm blending. I actually always use my bronzer as well for this, so if you don't want to bring an eyeshadow palette away with you, then just go ahead and just use whatever bronzer you have. This will work beautifully and still do the same job. So the next step that I'm going to do is take my Laura Geller. It's actually smashed. I don't know how that happened. Laura Geller Gilded Honey, and you can take this on like an eyeshadow brush, or you can just take it on your finger, whichever, it works the same. And I'm just going to literally dust that all over my lid, and then just kind of blending it up into that crease as well. Doesn't have to be too particular at all. Okay, so usually at this stage I would just kind of stop, but if you want to just kind of add a little bit more warmth into the look, you can go in with like a medium kind of warm brown shade. So this is the shade Roxanne from the palette, and it's just a beautiful warm rich like orangey kind of brown. So I'm just going to take that on a zoeva 227 Look Soft Definer brush. I'm just going to bring a teeny tiny bit of warmth just into the crease on that outer corner, but nothing crazy. Just blending it into the bronzer, just to add a little bit of warmth to the look. So usually on holidays I always have my LVL done, so I usually just stick on some mascara and I'm kind of good to go. But for today I'm going to stick on some individual lashes, which are actually beautiful on holidays too, for nighttime especially, because I literally just stick like a few on the outer corners, and I'm kind of happy with that. I don't go like a full lash, and they're just quick and easy. You don't need a scissors or anything, you can just pop them on. So I'll show you them now. They're the individuals from PENNEYS. I find them the best ones. So before we put on some individual lashes, I'm going to go in with my LASH Sensational Lash I can't speak today. Lash Multiplying Mascara, and this is from Maybelline, and this is my favourite mascara. I'm usually a Benefit gal, but I was sent this mascara and I just absolutely fell in love with it. So I'm just coating my lashes. I'm giving them a good coat, so I'm really wiggling the brush into the lashes and like pulling them out at the ends as well, so I'm getting a nice finish on my lash. Like the difference that makes is ridiculous. When I'm putting on false lashes, I just give my lashes a really quick coat because all I care about is them being dark and having no product, like no eyeshadow on them. But because I'm only going to put on a few individuals just on the outer corner, I want to make sure my lashes look their best for the individuals. The lashes that I use are the individual lashes from PENNEYS. These are the assorted lashes, so they're like long and then they're like a medium length. So these are my favourite, but I like the 2 lengths in these because I like to put them like longer to shorter. Just grab a little bit of duo glue. I pop out the little glue it comes with because it is shite. It is not good. It's too sticky. Like, it's grand if you're in an emergency, it is fine. Using my tweezers then, I always start like with the longest one. They're not like individual, there's like 3 of them, so they're called cluster lashes, and they are just beautiful and really easy to apply. So I like to look down into a mirror and just come above your lash and just drop them into place, and then they just dry. You can just really blend them in with your own lashes. They look really natural, but they just look like you have really nice lashes. So I go like back and forth. I do one at a time. Oh my god, look at me, ambidextrous. I'm using my left hand. I don't know what I'm up to. But I do like the long ones of these as well. PENNEYS have like just one set of like long, and sometimes I'll just throw them in just to make them look really wispy. For a more natural look, these are fab. Super natural and super easy to apply compared to like a strip lash. I think these are just so much easier, and you can see they're already starting to kind of add a little bit of volume. After doing 3 long on the edges, and then I'm going to do 1 medium just over my pupil, and then I'll blend them in with mascara. Then PENNEYS do have a like short length as well, which are lovely, especially like I use them all the time on like clients who don't really like a lash, or clients that wear glasses too. So if you're not used to lashes, these feel like literally nothing on your eye because they are individual. They kind of have more flexibility. So they are the lashes on. They're just super light, super natural, but obviously they are fake, but they look natural, so that's the main thing. So I'm going to go on to skin. So for skin, I like to use some strobe cream just as a moisturizer. So just take a tiny bit of that. Love this because it's 30 mils. The travel size is perfect, obviously, for travel, and it is so handy just to pop in your bag when you're going away. So I'm just rubbing that all over my skin. Yeah. The next thing I'm going to go in with is the Hollywood Flawless Filter. This is a new product. I've never worn this on like a summer sun holiday yet because I didn't have it. It wasn't invented last year. So this year, if I go away, I will definitely be bringing this. I'm a little bit of a mix of 2 shades at the minute because our weather is so shit at the minute. I do have a bit of tan on, but our weather's not good, so I'm really pale. So I'm just gonna rub this in, just patting it in with my beauty blender. Well, not beauty blender, this is actually the Buff and Blend Skin Focus Sponge, and they come in a pack of 2 like that, but I absolutely just love them. The shape of it is just absolutely brilliant because it's like flat on one side and then you have the big bum on one side and then it's pointy. So it's just everything that you want from a sponge. They're like super cheap. I think it's like €7 or something for 2. I'll link them in the description. I bought these myself as well. They're not PR or anything, but I really just love them, and I'm delighted that they're Irish. Okay, so already I would just go out like this on holidays, especially in the heat, but we're going to just put on a little tiny bit of foundation, and it's a really lightweight foundation too. But yeah, I actually just love how that looks on your skin alone. It's just beautiful. Just makes you feel so glowy and fresh, and gets rid of kind of your redness too. The next foundation I actually have since my last holiday, which was New York. Well, my last like summertime holiday, which was New York, and it's like literally still so full. I have it probably too long. I should probably throw it out, but it's still good, so I'm fine to use it. But yeah, I got a new bottle of it the other day, but I'm going to use this up until it's gone, and then I will open that bottle. But it is so nice. It is really like watery, so you can see the way it drips out there. I think I've used it before in tutorials, but I just love how it looks on your skin. It just makes your skin look like your own skin, but so much better. Really like coverage, so it's nice for someone who doesn't really like a lot of foundation, but it just makes your skin look so healthy. And it's water based as well, so it's not like oil based. I'm just gonna use a tiny bit more. Yeah, it's not oil based, so even if you're oily, it's still a good one for you, even though it's quite like dewy and luminous. There's no like shimmers, nothing in it. It's just so fresh on the skin. I always use a flat topped kabuki brush. This is a Jessup brush, just to apply it, because I think beauty blenders, it takes away your coverage a tiny bit. This product is already so sheer. I like the kabuki to add a little bit of coverage with it, so I would recommend using either your hands or a kabuki brush to apply it. I recently got my ear pierced up at the top there, and I only got a pierce like 2 days ago, so I'm trying not to like be at it or touch it, and I don't want to put any foundation, but my ear is so white and I always bronze up my ears, but yeah, I don't want it to get infected, so I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to have a white ear for this video. I'm as upset about it as you are, so. But I think it's so pretty. I love it so much. And it wasn't sore at all. I was so nervous getting it done. And then when I got it done, I was like, grand. It was so quick. Not painful at all. Sleeping on it is a little bit annoying because you can't sleep on it. So I sleep on my side. So I've been sleeping with like a travel pillow to like just wrap around my ear rather than me like lying on it. But yeah, it's fine so far. So hopefully it just heals for me and gives me no trouble. Yeah, but I can really easily see how people just get addicted to piercings because they're just so pretty. And for concealer, going back in with the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, I only use this much, like just a dot of concealer when I'm away. Even I do find like when I get really tanned, I can't even wear concealer because I get super dark. I end up nearly using bronzer like all over my face. I get really dark when I go away to the sun. So yeah, a tiny bit of concealer, and I'm just using that Skin Focus sponge to blend it in. And I just love how the pointy bit just fits right under your eye. And then I just go back in with my foundation brush and just make sure that everything is just blended. So yeah, I absolutely adore that foundation. So I'm going to use this KIKO foundation, and it is their Nourishing Perfection Cream Compact Foundation in the shade N160 and a Nima CJ brush. And I'm just going to dip my brush right in there and then just start bronzing up the skin. The thing I love, I think, the most about Face and Body from MAC is that like creams sit so beautifully on top. I was watching actually another Scott Barnes, which is JLo's makeup artist. I was watching one of his tutorials and he was like, you know the way we all do this, like when we're contouring, we all do it. He was like, don't, just keep your chin like as fat as you can get it basically, so like in its natural position, because then when you're like just normal it'll be just nice and snatched. Where if you're like doing your poses, you're gonna end up not contouring where you actually need. So he was like, just relax your jaw and do it that way, which I thought was actually really good step. I look crazy right now. I'm gonna blend this. So I'm just blending that into the foundation and they work so well together. To bronze up my nose, I always go in with like a little eyeshadow brush and just use that just to kind of contour and bronze at the same time. And I like to use any excess of that just around my lips as well. Another Scott Barnes tip to make your lips looking bigger is to like bronze them. It's mad but it works. So I'm just gonna blend that out. And if you ever feel like your nose is too like much, just get your beauty blender and pat along the sides and it will just like fix your problems. Just makes everything just so much more natural, a beauty blender. So if you ever feel like any of your contour or your cream bronzing is too much, just go back over with your beauty blender and it'll just melt everything into your skin. It's going in with a tiny bit more of that cream bronzer and just kind of contouring the lips. The difference it makes is crazy. Lip fillers, who? Like, look at the difference that makes already. It kind of reminds me of like when you eat spaghetti bolognese though, and like you have that like rim of like orangey red around your lips. Attractive. I do think it makes your lips look bigger. Step then that I always do when I'm on holidays is a cream blush. This is not a cream, but it's actually a lip and cheek stain from the Body Shop, and it's red, which is a little bit daunting. It kind of looks like food colouring a bit, but it is so beautiful on the skin. So I literally just run it across my brush just like that and then just go straight into the skin. It's going to look a bit crazy at the start, but once you start blending, oh, it just looks like holiday in a little bottle. Smells amazing too. Like, look how like holiday makes your skin look. Nice. I actually am just remembering that I used this brush. I never cleaned it with my Fenty Beauty Body Lava, and I was like, why is it real glittery? And I knew the smell as well was different. I was like, it smells so good. I kind of bring it across my nose as well because I think that's what kind of gives that sun kind of kissed look as well. And then I'll always kind of go back in with the brush that I use for the cream bronzer just to make it all match into one. But yeah, I think that's just makes you look sunburnt in a way. I'm gonna just go in and just make sure that my under eyes are nice and set, and then I'm just gonna use a brush instead of a beauty blender because I don't really like going in with too much powder when I'm on holidays, but you definitely do need it because obviously you're sweating. We're not used to the heat when we go to a sun holiday. Usually just go in with like a little bit of translucent powder and just like a fluffy brush. I will keep a little sponge in my bag so that I can like press away any excess like oils in my skin, but usually it does be fine. And I just literally just set right under the eyes and kind of my nose area. That is the main area where I get like oils and like a little bit sweaty looking. So that's as much powder as I'm going to do except for bronzer. I do use a powder bronzer, but I just use a nice big fluffy brush for it because I just want to get it done quick and get out of the house basically. So I'm going to use my Nima Hardy brush for this, and I'm taking the INGLOT 60 bronzer, very similar to the eyeshadow PUKEY that we used. So just in that all over the skin. For blush, I love blush on holidays as well. This is a new one, so again it's a new product, so I haven't worn on holidays before, but it is Telling Glow from MAC, and oh, it is just the most beautiful blush ever. It's like a real like orangey kind of tone to it, and it's just absolutely beautiful. There's a glow to it as well, so it just is stunning. So holiday, so sun-kissed, and just melts into your bronzer. Like, it is stunning. Again, I like to like dust my blush over my nose, especially on holidays, because it just gives you that sun-kissed look without having to burn your face basically. For under eyes, I'm literally just going to bring those two shades down underneath the eyes and go back into the shade Pukey and Creamsicle, and I'm on an Nima Deb's brush, and this is the brush that we used to do our nose contouring, and I'm just going to run that just right underneath my lash line and connecting it up into the outer corner, so that's all just blended really nicely. And I think this is where the look just comes together and looks so nice and like sun-kissed. You could take a shot every time I said sun-kissed in this video and you would be pissed because I just love looking like I'm on holidays at all times. Go in with a tiny bit of that Roxanne shade and just run it right under the lash line. And this will just make your eye colour pop no matter what kind of colour your eyes are, because it's like a reddy browny orange. So blue eyes, green eyes, and then brown eyes is just beautiful with anything. And then the last step would be to apply some bottom mascara then. And at this stage then your lashes are like completely dry, so I'll run my mascara back over the lashes on top as well, just to make them look more natural, and just blend them in. So I always wear a Spice lip liner when I'm away. I don't know why, but I just find it's just a beautiful like holiday lip liner. I wear it all the time as well, but I just love it on holidays. So I'm just gonna line my lips. Actually got a new lipstick recently, and it's COSTA CHIC from MAC. I don't know if it's gonna go with this lip liner. I think for holidays it'd be really, really pretty. It's just a beautiful like corally kind of shade. I'll show you it. It was MAC were doing like a free like spend 60 get a free lipstick, and that was one of the options, and I just thought it was so beautiful. And I don't have many things like it. I have a lot of nudes. Yeah, I actually kind of like that way. I literally only put a dot on and just mixed it in with my finger. I'm gonna go in with some Fenty Gloss Bomb. I absolutely adore this gloss so much. I'm going to use the same highlighter that we used on our lid, which is a Laura Geller Gilded Honey. If I can open it with my nails. The struggle is real. A little Morphe brush, I'm just going to highlight the tops of my cheekbones. You don't even really need this on holidays. I love a glow on holidays, but it is extra sunny, so you don't want to be like overdoing it. I still do, to be honest. Yeah, I actually really like that lip colour. I think it's fab. I think it's just a beautiful summer shade. I can definitely see myself wearing that all summer. COSTA CHIC. So that's the highlighting done. I'm just going to run some soap through my brows now, and then we are finito. I'm quite lazy and I just get my MAC Fix Plus. Spray a little bit onto the soap, and then I use my brow pencil, the spoolie on the end, and I just run it in the soap until it's nice and like lathered up. Frothy, like nice soap froth. And then I just run that product or soap through the brows. Ugh, got some soap on my eye there. And then I like to use like the pencil side and like flatten the brows down onto the skin. So that is the finished look there. That is my go-to everyday like nighttime glam holiday skin. This is as glam as it gets for me at nighttime and holidays. I just think it's just so healthy looking, and you feel great after you're coming in from like the pool. I know it seems like a lot of steps, but you can cut them out as well. But this is like my full glam routine for a summer holiday. So yeah, I hope that you really enjoyed it. Please do not judge my white hair. This one's bronzed, see? But I don't want to get an infection, so please don't judge it. But yeah, I hope that you really enjoyed this tutorial. I'm very sorry that I couldn't give you more of a holiday look. I'm in like a jumper, but it is absolutely Baltic where I live, and it is awful weather, so it's not very summery at all. If you do recreate this look on your holidays, tag me so I can see it. And yeah, I hope you really enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!